So welcome back to another video, and today I'm starting the Halloween review. So you know what that means? The Halloween Kills countdown has begun. So if you enjoy, make sure you hit that like button. Please subscribe, first time viewer, hit that notification bell, and let me know your favorite Halloween movie in the comments below. Obviously, we're starting off with the original John Carpenter, Deborah Hill's classic Halloween. What has not already been said about this movie? You have to see this movie once in your lifetime. This movie is a horror classic. It's a horror classic. It's a horror slasher. If it wasn't for Halloween, there will be no Scream. There will be no Child's Play. Halloween made horror. Halloween made slashers. What John Carpenter did is so simple, but it's so effective. Michael Myers is a really good slasher. And he's, out of all the slashers, he's the most believable. He's the most believable. There could be a man out there just like that. I think that's the scariest part. Like, the thing is, like, ever how many times you've seen Halloween, you can't deny that one fact. That how realistic this movie can be at times. Donald Pleasence plays Dr. Loomis, and Donald Pleasence does a phenomenal job in the role. The mask is iconic. Probably one of the best masks in the whole franchise. And this movie is so simple, but again, I keep sounding like a broken record, but it's effective. And the score is really good. And I love that they did like a blue hue in this movie, that really stands out. Especially if you have this movie on Blu-ray. If you got this movie on Blu-ray, you can really see the blue hue, and it looks beautiful. Love the blue hue, makes the movie stand out, especially from all the other ones. Because really the only ones that did the blue hue is Halloween 6. They kind of used that blue hue. Back on the Halloween, this movie's a classic. What John Carpenter, Deborah Hill did was such a low budget. It's amazing. Like, it's really amazing what they did with this movie. And John Carpenter shot this movie with a camera that not a lot of people used or didn't want to use. You know what I mean? This movie was made on a very low budget, and it's so simple and it's so effective. Great acting. Some very great acting. Some great scenes, iconic scenes, so memorable scenes. There's so many memorable scenes that you just think of, right on the top of your head. The scene when Michael pins the guy to the wall. There's the scene when Michael's driving. There's so many iconic scenes. The scene where Dr. Loomis is talking with Brackett in the house. The scene where, Dr. Loomis is scaring the kids away from the Myers house. There's so many iconic and memorable scenes. Halloween will always be a pop culture movie, and that's really what it is. Everyone knows Michael Myers. Everyone knows this movie. And to me, this movie still holds up today. I feel like John Carpenter did a good job of that. Yes, you can tell it is the 70s in this movie, and there's times where it feels like the 70s, and I think that's a good thing. But overall, this movie still holds up. Like, again, it's surprising that a movie that was shot in the 70s still holds up. Like, this movie still holds up with the scare and how effective it is. And it's done in a way that no other horror movie, even to this day, no other horror movie, no other horror slasher has tried to do. No sequel has tried to do what this movie did, and for good reason. Again, there's, like I said, there's so many memorable scenes when Michael pins that guy to the wall, and there's just so many cool, memorable scenes. And the score is one of the best horror scores, one of my favorite horror scores of all time, the best score in horror history. This movie made slashers. It has some really good kills, simple but effective kills. It's done well. This movie is done well. It's made very well, and this movie is a classic. This movie will always be a classic. 20 years from now, everybody will still be watching this movie and talking about it and raving about it because it's a pop culture. This movie is slasher. And because, if I had to make a list, which I probably will, of all the best slasher movies, this would have to be number one. This has to be number one because, this movie is just iconic. It's a classic. So many memorable scenes, so many memorable characters, good acting, good suspense, good thrills. And there's just something, especially if you watch this movie for the first time, you would know what I'm talking about. I've seen this movie so many times. Like, I remember the first time I seen this movie, it was probably 2008, 2009 or 10. Love this movie to death. And if you haven't seen this movie, what are you doing? It's a classic. Halloween's a classic. It's a John Carpenter, Deborah Hill classic. Fun fact, how they did the leaves in this movie was they used trash bags of leaves and they spreaded them around like Los Angeles, and they used a fan in some scenes to get like the wind blowing. And I'm not joking, that was Robert Englund's job. Yes, Robert Englund was on set of Halloween. Robert Englund did like sprinkle the leaves around. I think that's really cool that some people don't know that. But yeah, Robert Englund was on set of Halloween. That was his job, was like spreading the leaves around and just making sure they're spread out. You know what I mean? So I think that's really cool. So yeah, my final thoughts on Halloween. Come on, I said it thousands of times. Halloween's a 10 out of 10. It's a 10 out of 10 movie. It's a perfect movie. You can watch it any time of the year. It's entertaining. There's so many memorable scenes. And it's just a movie where it has a lot of realistic value. And to me, Halloween, you can argue and say Texas Chainsaw Massacre has a very realistic vibe. Yeah. But, like, if I'm talking about, like, a straight, like, suspense slasher, the two that I think of is Halloween and The Strangers, that has like a really realistic vibe. And I love Halloween. Halloween made the slasher genre. It made horror. Like I said, if it wasn't for Halloween, there would have been no Friday the 13th. There would have been no Texas Chainsaw Massacre sequels. You know what I mean? There wouldn't have been any of that. Halloween made the whole genre. It made the whole genre. And Halloween's a classic for so many reasons. I love the way this is shot. I love the cinematography, the blue hue. I love Donald Pleasance. I love Jamie Lee Curtis in this. And again, if you have not got this movie on Blu-ray, you gotta get this. This is the box set that I got. You have to get this box set. They got another box set that I really want to get, but it's really rare now and it's really expensive. But I love this box set right here. I love this box set right here. You gotta get these movies on Blu-ray. And I hope they come out with a new box set in the next year or so, including Halloween Kills and including Halloween Ends. Obviously, Halloween Kills and the Halloween Ends are not out yet, but you know what I mean? That's why I said, like, in the next few years, hopefully they come out with a new box set, but all of them are in 4K. But anyways, I love this Blu-ray box set. All of them. I love this box set to death. I'm going to talk about more about this box set later on in my reviews. I just really wanted to dedicate this whole video to Halloween and how classic and iconic it is. There's so many reasons why this movie is a classic and why it's such a pop culture phenomenon. I love Halloween. It will always be a 10 out of 10. It will always hold a special place in my heart. And yeah, let me know what you think of Halloween in the comments below. Make sure you hit the like button, please subscribe. And like I said, are you excited for Halloween Kills this year? And are you excited for my Halloween reviews? And do let me know if you are excited for some of the other Halloween content I do got planned. This is the first review of the Halloween. This is the first review of many that we'll be doing for the Halloween franchise. This starts the countdown for Halloween Kills and possibly whenever we get that trailer. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. And that will be for Halloween 2. I will be reviewing Halloween 2 and 3 in August. So stay tuned for August. Like I said, I'm sprinkling these videos out as a countdown. Like, I'm sprinkling these videos out as a countdown. Obviously, Halloween 2 and 3 will get reviewed in August, 4 and 5 in September, and then the rest in October leading up to Halloween Kills. So yeah, make sure to check out Jared Robertson as well. He did a full review of these as well. But yeah, that's how I'm doing my Halloween reviews. That's how I'm doing like my other Halloween content that's on the side. It's just like a lead up to Halloween Kills, or possibly the trailer, whatever we get in the trailer. But yeah, make sure to like, button, play, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let me know your thoughts on Halloween. It will always be my favorite, and it will always be a 10 out of 10 for me. I will see you guys in the next one.